We want to introduce to you Titus Williams, and want to let you know a little bit about Titus right now. He's a certified technical trainer with more than 15 years of experience in the training industry, including 3 years at the college level. Now, Titus holds several Microsoft certifications, including Microsoft Master Instructor and Microsoft Certified Application Specialist. Now, his familiarity with web designs and softwares and graphics, publishing packages keep him in demand with land tech clients. His extensive knowledge in courses such as excellence in service, business etiquette, correcting performance problems, and time management make him one of land tech's most requested instructors for professional development topics. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show some love now. Give a huge round of applause, presenting Understanding Motivation, Land Tech's Titus Williams.
Thank you. I guess you forgot to mention my Nobel Prize. How many of us want to be more motivated? Yeah. Wow, y'all already answered my next question. How many of us need some more motivation? People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Let's talk about personal motivation. Personal motivation starts with you. It's not something that happens to you, but rather something that you discover within yourself. Your beliefs, your feelings about yourself are key elements to become motivated and stay motivated. Single most important fact is that no one can motivate you better than you. Motivation needs to be something that you focus on daily if you want to maintain it. What is motivation? The force that creates the desire to achieve a particular goal. Motivation is what gets us going, keeps us going. It works with our energy, to drive us toward a goal. One of the greatest success writers ever, Napoleon Hill, says that the starting point of all achievement is desire. Our motivation is linked to our needs, attitudes, and our behavior. It comes in different forms for different people, but in all cases, it's something that we create. It's not something that happens to us. It's a powerful tool for success when it's understood and it's applied appropriately. To quote Lou Holtz, who was one of the most successful college football coaches ever and a great motivational speaker, ability is what you're capable of. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. Positive thinking won't let you do anything, but it will let you do everything better than negative thinking will do. Who better to quote when we talk about motivation than Zig Ziglar? Probably one of the most popular motivational speakers and success speakers of our time. Let's talk about the factors that hinder motivation. To be unmotivated means to have no incentive. To master your motivation, you must first be able to identify the things in your personal life and your work life that discourage you. You can't fix a problem that you don't know about. Too many times we focus on solutions that don't fix the problem. This is a list of factors that hinder motivation. As we can see, most of these relate to lack of organization. We're going to talk about that when we talk about the core four. Also, a very important factor in motivation is our positive mental attitude. Your motivation foundation begins with a positive mental attitude at the core. The PMA provides the spark that will ignite your motivational fire. It's the focal point of your motivation. Surrounding the PMA, the core four, are organization, relationships, competence, and health. Success and motivation depends on each of these core areas. If you're having a problem in one area, your life will be out of balance. Eventually, all of the areas, including your positive mental attitude, will start to suffer. Balance is the key. like this one. The first of the core four we'll address is health. We all understand the importance of good health. We've all heard the question, are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? We have an acronym to help remember the important aspects of health. A few of us took this into account yesterday in preparation for this speech. Interesting enough, our acronym spells BEERS, right? Breathe, exercise, eat right, rest, and stress. Now, when we talk about stress, we want to talk about managed stress. We'll talk about how stress that's unmanaged plays an important part in our motivation as well, or demotivation. The first one in our BEERS acronym is breathing. Sounds simple enough. We do it 20,000 times a day without even thinking about it. By investing just 5 minutes a day in a breathing exercise, you can feel immediate benefits. For example, we'll go through a breathing exercise. Typically what we want to do is, consciously, we want to take a deep breath, usually takes about a second. We want to hold it for about 4 seconds, and then slowly release it in about 2 seconds. Let's try it. Let's take a deep breath, hold it for 4 counts, and then take about 2 seconds to release it. Consciously practicing this daily, we will see immediate benefits, reduces stress, etc. In fact, in his book, Unlimited Power, Anthony Robbins describes deep breathing as one of the keys to healthy living. So consciously breathing, as we showed you, very essential to our motivation as well. Let's talk about the benefits of exercise. We've all heard this before. The saying goes, if you want to, you will find a way. If you don't want to, you will find an excuse. Exercise, we know, is important to our overall well-being. Exercise can reduce stress. It can increase our stamina and help keep us motivated. We have to be motivated to exercise. Exercising helps our motivation. Next in our BEERS acronym is eating right. You must have control over your health in order to improve your motivation. Eating right is part of that. One important fact is that we should eat a variety of foods. A trick to eating better, I found, is that when you shop at the grocery store, you want to shop on the outer perimeter of the grocery store. This is where you'll find the healthier whole foods in the grocery store. All your processed foods are in the center of the aisles. So when you go, you want to shop around the perimeter, and that's where we'll find the proteins, the vegetables, the fruits, etc. So, very good advice there as well. Let's talk about rest, the importance of rest. Our cognitive skills, physical performance are all impaired by sleep deprivation. Mood is affected even more. People who get less than 7 hours of sleep are prone to feel less happy, more stressed, more physically frail, and more mentally and physically exhausted as a result. How many of us get less than 7 hours of sleep a night? Wow. How many of us get more than 7 hours of sleep a night? I don't know how much sleep the rest of y'all get that didn't raise y'all hand. That wasn't a trick question. Studies show that if we get less than 7 hours of sleep a night, we typically consume more than 500 additional calories the following day. So we can see how rest plays into eating right, which plays into exercise. So they're all very, very important. Here's a simple formula to help you get the proper amount of rest, since most of us get less than 7 hours of sleep. Take the time that we have to be at work in the morning. Am I taking notes? Subtract from that the time that it takes you to get to work. Subtract from that the time that it takes you to get ready, plus whatever else we have to do, take some time to wake up, etc. All right. Subtract from that the number of hours that we need in sleep, and that tells us what time we need to go to bed. Very simple formula. Right? Let's talk about stress. Wow. Does this look like some of us at work? Most of y'all that didn't get less than 7 hours of sleep? Nobody's admitting to that. Stress, normal part of life. It can either help us to learn and grow or cause us significant problems. Stress releases powerful neurochemicals and hormones that prepare us for action or for flight, as in running away from situations, avoiding situations. Some common causes of stress are being overworked, disorganization, and not focusing on our core four will cause stress. If we don't take action, the stress response can cause numerous problems. Physical problems such as frequent illness, headaches, trouble sleeping, so we can see how these are related again, right? Digestion issues, causes mental problems. No, you can't use this as an excuse. Concentration problems, forgetfulness, learning problems, negative thoughts, all caused from stress. Emotional issues, depression, anger, irritability, helplessness, and relationship issues. The next in our core four, the second element, is organization. Once you're organized, the smaller tasks will not monopolize your time, and you'll be more motivated to work on the more challenging projects. Top performers will plan their days and use their time in the most productive manner. How many of us do a to-do list late in the afternoon for the following day? Wow, about 10%. What we should be doing, typically at the end of the day, if we work till 5 o'clock, or 15 minutes before the end of the day, we should be making a list of the tasks that we need to perform the following day. We should be prioritizing those tasks, and also we should be doing something called tasking. What we're doing is we're taking our similar tasks and we're scheduling those tasks in groups and performing those tasks at the same intervals. Like we're not going to make calls to customers, make 10 at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then make 5 more at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We want to do all our similar activities in the same time frame. We also want to be able to find our most productive time of the day and put our priority tasks in that time frame. So if we're morning people, which we all are, right? Why you're not as motivated right now, because y'all are morning people, right? We want to schedule our priority task in the morning. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about tasking. We see prioritizing and tasking has been proven to make us as much as 20% more productive just in following these two principles, prioritizing and tasking. So organization plays a very important part into our motivation. Let's talk about competence. Lifelong learning, we can refer to this. Your confidence and your self-esteem are often directly linked to your competence. I love this quote from Zig Ziglar. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. I have to think about that for a minute. What we want to do is we want to step out of our comfort zone. Volunteering to take on a project can be an ideal way to use and improve your skills. Next, we'll talk about relationships in the core four. People with good relationships, it's been proven they have stronger immune systems. They're less likely to suffer from depression, anxiety, other types of mental illness. We want to surround ourselves with positive people. Nobody wants to be around Debbie Downer, right? We want to surround ourselves with people that see the glass as half full. I like to say I'm just waiting on the glass to be filled, not just half full. So, to help us stay motivated, we need to set goals. Goals will help us to maintain our motivation. And when we set goals, goals need to follow the SMART acronym. Goals need to be specific. When we set a goal, it's very important that the goal is detailed. We don't want to be vague about our goals. We want to have all the specifics, exactly what we want to accomplish in detail. Because in that detail, the goal is going to be measurable. With the goal being measurable, what we're saying is we're setting milestones. We want to be able to measure how far am I into this goal. Well, the goal's 3 months. I should know at 1 month exactly where I'm at in my goal. So we want the goal to be measurable. We want to have milestones, points in which we know we're on track. Goals need to be attainable, something that we need to be able to control. Goals also need to be relevant. If it's not relevant to you, then it's not going to be important. If I set a goal, I want to learn Chinese. It's not relevant to me, so chances are that goal is not going to happen. We need something that's going to affect us in some way, in a positive way, for our goal to be relevant. And of course, our goal has to be timely. We want to set a time for our goal, not just saying, I want to be the #1 salesperson next year. That's not specific, that's not timely. We need to set a time frame on it, and we need to be very specific, of course, as well. So, setting SMART goals will help us maintain our motivation as well. As we reach those goals, they will improve our motivation. Here's some of our coworkers, right? How many of us have seen some demotivated coworkers? Most of us. Uh-oh. I don't want to ask who that was. What causes demotivation or lack of motivation in employees? Here we go. Some of us are managers. This is some really good information here. Lack of appreciation. Employees that feel a lack of appreciation are going to be demotivated. An employee feels unappreciated for his efforts, may have too much work. It's another cause of employee demotivation. Lack of clarity in work. Not quite as obvious here. The employee flounders at work due to lack of clarity on his various tasks. Not quite sure how to perform a task. Not quite sure what resources are at his disposal, etc. Favoritism. You may see this, or may not see this, but other employees will see this. Mistrust. An important one, miscommunication. The free flow of information may be withheld from employees. Right? We provide only a need-to-know basis, or we provide information on a need-to-know basis. Causes demotivation. It proves that the boss or organization does not fully trust its employees. We're not sharing all the available information, say on a project or change, etc. Here's a big one right here. Stinking thinking. We've all seen this a few times, may have experienced it a few times. One form of stinking thinking are ANTs. ANTs, simply an acronym for automatic negative thoughts. A steady possession of negative thoughts can slowly eat away at your foundation of motivation. ANTs come in a variety of types. Several examples. We have the all or nothing thinking. If a situation falls short of perfect, we see it as a total failure. See all or nothing thinking. Always never. This is thinking that focuses on the negative, ignoring any good aspects of a situation. Fortune telling. When we predict that things will turn out badly. For example, before you take a test, you may tell yourself, man, I am not prepared for this. I'm really going to blow it. What if I flunk? It's the fortune telling. We're kind of predicting how it's going to turn out without all the facts. Thinking with your feelings. We start to believe these negative thoughts without questioning them. When a negative thought goes unchallenged, your mind believes it and your body reacts to it. To combat an invasion of ants, you need to identify the thoughts as they occur. Question them, and we need to challenge their validity. Once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you'll start having positive results. Do you like the graphic? What's the solution? We want to listen and get involved. When we're talking about the solution to motivating our employees, listen to the said and the unsaid. It's very important. Body language can speak volumes about the atmosphere in an organization. Appreciate and acknowledge. Appreciation of a task, acknowledgement of efforts put in are wonderful morale boosters. Tell an employee good job is all fine and dandy, but explaining what they did well. Great job, as opposed to great job on the presentation. I love how you tackled all of that client's concerns. Goes a lot further with motivation than does just a pat on the back or a great job. We need to be specific in the appreciation and acknowledgement. Promote teamwork. Give information freely. I mentioned this earlier. Let people know of the plans or change of plans, if any. Assign challenging tasks. Depending on how employees work, a lot of employees are not only motivated by intrinsic motivators or extrinsic motivators, Intrinsic motivators are the compliment, the appreciation for a good job. Extrinsic, rewards of some sort, a monetary reward, a promotion, a raise, or something along those lines. We want to assign challenging tasks to employees to help motivate those types of employees that are motivated in that way. And we need to find out which of our employees are motivated this particular way. Show concern and extend help whenever possible. We want to avoid, see our little graphic here. Anybody read that? Hollow reassurance. We do this all the time and we don't even realize it. I brought it to attention to some supervisors that I know, and they didn't even realize it. They were aware of it now, and I've already seen change. What is hollow reassurance? An employee comes to us, an employee is having trouble in a situation, and we want to ensure that employee that they're going to do great. Oh, you're going to knock it out of the park. Oh, you did great last time. Oh, I know you got this. That's hollow reassurance. We think we're motivating that employee, but really that employee is coming to us, and they're wanting tangible help. They're like, give me some ideas. Help me with this, is what they're saying, right? So this goes back to the listen and get involved. We need to see the body language of this, and we don't want to just offer hollow reassurance. We want to offer help and give help whenever we can. Very important. Let's talk about how motivation is critical to success. Studies show that highly motivated employees are up to 127% more productive than our average employees. Wow. Can you imagine if the whole office is 127% more productive? You wouldn't be able to handle the business. We'll hire. Success in any business can be traced back to the motivation of its employees. Another study found that motivated employees, they're more productive, obviously. They care about the quality of their work. The important aspect here is they're committed to the success of the business. Not just appreciating their jobs more, but more committed to the success of the business. And we also have a higher retention rate. That alone will make the company more successful. So let's recap. Personal motivation starts with who? You. Should have said me, but you understand. Can't just read the slide. Also, we talked about the importance of the core four. Relationship, health, competence. What was the last one? Organization. All right, we're paying attention. We want to avoid stinking thinking, that automatic negative thought that comes in, the fortune teller, thinking with our feelings, etc. So avoid stinking thinking. So maintaining PMA and forward motion, and I'll leave you with this, a quote from Henry Ford. Believe in the best, have a goal for the best, never be satisfied with less than your best, try your best, and in the long run, things will turn out for the best. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.